I've always believed love had rules. That there were lines you simply didn't cross. That some people were meant to stay off limits. But that belief shattered the night I met him. My name is Aver, I'm 24, and this is the story I never meant to tell. It started 3 years ago, the summer after college. I was staying at my best friend Lily's house while I figured out my next move. She had everything, a perfect family, a beautiful home, and parents who adored her. And then there was him, her father, Daniel, a man who carried silence like it was a language. Tall, confident, with the kind of presence that made every room feel smaller. He wasn't just handsome, he was safe, steady, and touchable. The kind of man you're supposed to respect, not crave. At first, it was innocent. Dinner conversations, helping him carry groceries, laughing at old photos of Lily as a kid. He'd smile politely, nothing more. But every now and then, I'd catch him watching me just a second too long. One evening, we all sat by the fire pit in the backyard. Lily had gone inside to take a call. Daniel asked, "So, what's next for you, Aver?" I told him I wasn't sure. That I felt lost. He looked at me, his eyes soft, and said, "You have more in you than you realize. It shouldn't have meant so much." But it did, because no one had said something that kind to me in a long time. That night, I lay awake thinking about his words and his voice. Deep, calm, steady, the kind that stays with you. Over the next few weeks, we kept crossing paths. Early mornings in the kitchen, coffee shared in silence. Small smiles that said more than they should. I tried to ignore it. But the way he looked at me, like I was something fragile and dangerous all at once, made it impossible. One rainy evening, Lily was out with friends. I came downstairs to grab a book, wearing one of her oversized shirts. Daniel was in the living room reading. The air felt heavier than usual. He looked up and smiled. That slow, careful smile that made my stomach twist. Then he said, "You should probably put on a jacket. You'll catch a cold." But his tone wasn't fatherly. It was something else. Something warm. Something forbidden. I froze, waiting for him to look away. But he didn't. I walked closer, pretending to look for my book. He stood up, and suddenly we were only inches apart. I could smell the rain on his shirt, hear the thunder rolling outside. He whispered, "Aver, this is a bad idea." And I whispered back, "I know," but neither of us moved. Not until he touched my face, a single, trembling touch that felt like it had been waiting forever. That night, everything changed. It wasn't wild or rushed. It was quiet, careful, like to people trying to memorize something they knew they could never keep. After that, every moment became a secret. A glance at breakfast, a brush of his hand as I passed him the coffee, an excuse to stay late in the living room, pretending to read. I started to feel alive in a way I never had before. But I also started to hate myself. Because every heartbeat was a lie. Every smile at Lily felt like a betrayal. He would sometimes pull away, whispering, "We can't do this. I can't hurt her," and I'd nod. But the next day, it would start again. I told myself I could handle it, that I could keep it secret forever. But secrets always find a way out. One night, I left my phone on the counter. A message popped up, just 3 words from him. "I miss you." Lily saw it. The silence that followed was worse than any screaming. She didn't ask for an explanation. She didn't need one. She just walked away, and in that moment, I lost not just her, but a part of myself. I packed my things that night. He tried to stop me. He said he'd leave everything, his family, his life, for me. But I couldn't let him, because loving him had already cost too much. I left before sunrise, didn't look back, didn't answer his calls. It's been 2 years now. Every birthday, I still get the same thing, a white rose. No name, just a small note that says, "You'll always be my forbidden song." And sometimes, when it rains at night, I still think of him, of the way his voice sounded when he said my name. Some loves never die. They just live in the quiet places we never talk about.